Hey there, welcome to My Green Pets. I'm William Green. Happy New Year, 2024. Just thinking about 2023 overall, I think it was a good year for my plants and my collection. Except towards the end there in December, I started finding spider mites on some of my plants. So that's the current battle. But we do have some things in bloom and some other things coming into bloom soon. So let's have a look at that. First of all, the one flower on my Rebecca Northern Mikabe that did not get destroyed by spider mites is open. And you can just see what a nice open flower that is. Lovely. There is another spike back here. However, I've been spraying it with soap, 2 tablespoons of Dawn's soap in water, in distilled water. I've been spraying it about once a week to discourage spider mites from eating this one. And you can see that it's deforming the buds. My camera doesn't want to focus, but it is deforming the buds, so they are going to come out a little wonky. But I think there's just nothing else I can do. Everyone's got their favorite remedy, but I'm going to get a new shipment of predatory mites probably when the weather warms up a little bit, but right now it's so dry, and of course it's cold, so not a good time, I don't think. Right next to it over here we've got Rhyncholelia aristocrat. You can see the bud in there just slowly kind of rising up inside the double sheath. That's really cool, and looking forward to a single big fragrant flower on that opening up in the next month or so. Let's see, I mentioned that this Cattleya rex, the tip of the new growth was turning black. It appears to have stopped. Just that section of it turned yellow and then black and then has just kind of stopped. And then this next growth is coming out a little kind of fat and wrinkly as well. So I'm trying to water it more often, but with the holidays and visitors and things, the past couple weeks haven't been too good about that. Over here we've got Dendrochilum tenellum. You can see that the little spikes are elongating, and they will be blooming out soon. And that'll be a pretty little display. Mormodia jumbo world still has a spike in full bloom, and then 2 other spikes with flowers just fading. So that's good. All my little seedlings doing okay, trying to pay attention to water on them a little bit more. This is a Dowiana aurea. Hoping that the new growth will come out normally, but it looks a little bit stunted. You can see that browning on the pseudobulb before it. Not quite sure if it just needs more water, if there's something else going on there. My little Nucleosia, unnamed hybrid between 2 of the summer bloomers. It's dry right now, just letting it rest. A lot of my catasetum, well, the Cynoches, I think only 1 or 2 of them have actually lost all their leaves. The rest of them still have leaves on them. Cynoches bronze vixen has got a new spike of 7 buds. Looks like it'll be blooming later in January. I have reduced water pretty much to, well, medium is crispy. I don't know if I'm gonna water it anymore this year. I mean, until the new growth starts. Don't know if I want to do that. So we'll see what happens. Very strong, robust plant. Has put out a spike of 7 flowers, and then here's the second one. Still got all its leaves. So I think if I stop watering it, it'll still be able to go through with the bloom. This is a second bloom on Rebecca Northern Aurora. You can see that the flowers, the sepals came out a little narrow, curved and wonky, and that's because I treated this plant, I sprayed this plant as well with dish soap and water to try to stem the spider mites. But still nice colors and really nice fragrance on that one. Signochus varsovicii is done. All its flowers are gone. I chopped off the spike after it dried out, and now we're just waiting for it to drop some leaves. My coopery, my first coopery, still lots of leaves. Hasn't been watered in a month, but hasn't dropped these leaves yet. This is a new orchid. This was a Christmas present. Here's what it is. And this is not something I would ever buy, but anyway, here it is. We'll see how it does. Miniature. Bulbophyllum's looking good. Hal's new leaf looking great. Medusa putting out lots of new growth. Mangracum leonis, the newest leaf, looks a little, I don't know, looks okay, but it looks a little patchy pale maybe. Should be okay. I don't think it's going to be blooming this year. Doesn't look like it's going to try to do that. The Nepenthes are where I'm having the major spider mite issues. You can see the lower leaves of this plant are kind of yellow, but the new growth doesn't look bad. I was always under the impression that spider mites preferred new growth, but on this plant they're going after the old ones. I don't know actually that they are spider mites, but they are mites, some kind of mites. They're a reddish color, so I'm assuming that they are. This one also has had some. So what I'm doing is I'm taking a Q-tip, dipping a Q-tip in the soapy water and just running it underneath the leaf, and then looking at the tip of the Q-tip under magnification for little specks. And after a couple treatments of soapy water, they're quite a bit fewer, but there still are some specks here and there. So again, I've been treating with soapy water, and I can see that the soapy water has actually killed off some of the green moss that was growing on top. So I might want to be careful with that it doesn't affect the plant. I've read that soap can affect the pH of the medium, so I might need to do some rinse throughs to wash that out. But again, this is kind of a new thing. Haven't had to deal with this type of an issue in a long time, so kind of an experimental stage. And of course, there's lots of conflicting information online. One place says use neem oil, the other place says don't use neem oil. One place says use dish soap, another place says don't use dish soap. It'll mess up the natural waxy defense layers of your plant's leaves. So whatever. You just got to try things and do what works for you. I'm really hoping that the mites don't get a hold of my very, very expensive Velosa Raja by Velosa seedlings. There are 8 now, and I'm definitely watching them very carefully. They're starting to get new little tiny pitchers forming. So, also checking out my Nepenthes Pervilii. I haven't seen many or any mites on this one. And then this is Raja by Edwardsiana, also looking very carefully for evidence of mites on this. And this big Stenophila as well. Been looking for them and not finding them on these plants as much as these three have been the real targets. So again, I'm just going to keep spraying them with water, spraying them with soapy water, and inspecting them weekly for mite numbers just to see where everything's at. And then I think when it warms up a little bit, I'm going to order some predatory mites and put them in there. Since I've moved the fan to point towards the middle of the tent, it has dried it out considerably in here, and I haven't been increasing my watering as much as I want to or should. I did increase the frequency of the watering system, so it kicks on 3 times a week for 5 minutes, Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday mornings. But it's still, you can see right now, it's at 50% humidity in here. And it just got sprayed yesterday morning. So I'm wondering if I should switch it to every day, maybe a shorter period every day, because what I don't want is pools of water that get deeper and deeper on the bottom of the tent that don't have a chance to dry out. So it's kind of a tricky balance. And then as the days start getting longer and the tent starts warming up, things are going to, that's going to change things as well. So always a change, always a bit of a guessing game and trying to get things right. But I'm going to take the pump sprayer and water everything that needs it right now, and that'll up the humidity a little bit as well. Okay, well, I hope everybody has had a safe and happy holiday. I've contacted my friends in Japan, in Ishikawa Prefecture, where I used to live. They had a 7.6 earthquake earlier today, and so it's night there right now. Reports are still rolling in of the damage. I'm sure it's going to be extensive, but a lot of my old stomping grounds were hit there. So the friends that I've contacted, they are okay, but they're in evacuation centers, and they don't know if their homes are going to be safe to return to. So it is quite a mess, and I'm really thinking about them. And I hate the helpless feeling that you have, knowing that people that you love are in trouble and you can't really do anything about it. But anyway, it is what it is. Hope you are going to have a great 2024. I look forward to seeing you next time. And I hope your green pets are growing well. So we'll see you next time right here on My Green Pets. I'm William Green. Take care. Bye-bye, guys. Happy New Year.